Solve the equation. We have 5 over x plus 3 plus x over x plus 6 equals negative 5x minus 6 over x plus 3 times x plus 6. So whenever we're solving an equation with fractions, the first thing we want to do is get rid of the fractions. So in this case, we will multiply by the LCD. So the LCD here is just going to be x plus 3 times x plus 6. So there's one factor, and here's the other factor. Now, because we have an equation, we can just multiply each one of these by x plus 3 times x plus 6 over 1. Okay, so when there's an equal sign, you can do that because it keeps the equation balanced by multiplying to each side. Sometimes when we have an expression, when there's no equal sign, we cannot use this method. We have to use a slightly different method, but when there's an equal sign, you can multiply everything by the LCD. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Multiply all three terms by x plus 3 times x plus 6. So what's basically going to happen is each term will get whatever it's missing. Well, this one has an x plus 3, it's missing x plus 6, so we'll get 5 times x plus 6. The second one has x plus 6, it's missing x plus 3, so we'll have plus x times x plus 3. And this last one has both of them, and so we're just left with 1, or just negative 5x minus 6. 1 times negative 5x minus 6, but that just becomes still negative 5x minus 6. If that way is confusing, you can write it out on each one, and then you can cancel out and see if you want to see it more clearly. That's another way to do it. So then we see, okay, x plus 3 would cancel on that first one, 5 times x plus 6, and so on. Okay, at this point, let's multiply and get everything simplified out. So 5 distributed in, we'll get 5x plus 30 plus, distribute in the x, so x squared plus 3x equals negative 5x minus 6. Let's combine like terms, and I also want to write it in descending order, so my x squared term is first. So I'll just make sure whatever sign is in front of each term stays. So I'll have x squared first. I have a positive 5x plus 3x gives me plus 8x plus 30. If this is a part you get lost easily, you might even cross it out after you've done that part, and then you can see, oh, we got them all. And now we'll still have negative 5x minus 6. Now I have an x squared term, and so to solve this, it'll be easiest if we have everything on the same side equal to 0. So what we're going to do is add the 5x over to make that cancel. So that will cancel. We need to add the 6 to also make that term cancel. So now we'll have 0 left on that side. And then x squared, 8x plus 5x is 13x, 30 plus 6 is just 36. So now we've got everything simplified, all our terms combined, and so now we can factor by looking at factors of 36 that add up to 13. So we can see the factors are going to have to either be both positive or both negative because they have to multiply to equal a positive number. But since 13 is positive, it tells us they will both be. So we can start going through. 1 and 36 isn't going to work. 2 and 18 isn't going to work. 3 and 12, nope, that won't work. We're getting closer. What about 4 and 9? Well, 4 times 9 is 36. 4 plus 9 is 13. So that's the winner. So we'll say, okay, x plus 4 times x plus 9 then equals 0. And then we'll set both factors equal to 0. So we'll get x equals negative 4 and negative 9. Now, if you remember, every time we're solving these rational equations, we have to make sure we don't have extraneous solutions here. What I mean is we can't have numbers that make our denominators not exist, or our fractions not exist, which means denominators would be 0. Well, here I can see if we have x plus 3, a negative 3 would make that denominator 0. So x cannot equal negative 3, and also x cannot equal -6, similarly with x plus 6. So those are our two that we can't have. So we're good here. -4 and -9 are both going to work for our answers. And this, looking at extraneous solutions, this may be something you want to look at the beginning of the problem just so you don't forget, and then write it out to the side.